Friday night was the first time I ever did commentary for Soul Calibur 6. Let's see. I think the game is really fun to watch. I think the game is exceptionally fun to play.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what alarms me about the game. There were at least like 2 or 3 time-ups in the top 8. And overall, the game takes a while. In terms of duration, that's not necessarily a bad thing for the game. It could be a bad thing for tournaments, right? So I have like a double interest in fighting games. I want the game to be very good and fun and competitively viable. But as a commentator / spectator, I think it's very important for the game to be really watchable and for it to not drag. So, I don't know whether or not this was a result.
My friend told me you turned down my private jet offer. Sad face.
Hey,
Ha,
thanks
ha,
very
JK.
much. Keep it down. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, I'm not sure whether or not this is a result of the game's design or is it a result of the players not feeling comfortable yet with the game's design. Like, perhaps they're not getting the punishes and the damage that they are awarded in match due to lack of knowledge, right? So perhaps it could get faster later. But right now, I can tell you that in all the years that I've, been around, I can't tell you that I remember a fighting game that had more than 2 or 3 time-up finishes in a top 8. In its first top 8. Ever, right? Time-up finishes, that's pretty rare.
Great job.
The game has...
made it back safely. Lars sucks.
Hey, thanks very much, Tetsuo. The game has ring outs, too. You gotta remember that. So, and it has guard crushing. So it's not like you can block the whole time. And it's not like there isn't an edge. So, I'm not sure. It's a little too early to tell what that's all about. The time-ups were the only thing that I was thinking about. Outside that, the game looks amazing. Soul Calibur, a lot of fun. Everyone loves it. That's where I was at, right?
Thank you.
They announced 2 characters. I spoke a little bit to the developer. He seems like he's very dedicated to making a good game. You could see it in his eyes. He seems very passionate about it. So, that's good. Soul Calibur looks like a lot of fun. October something. I don't know what else to say about it. The top 8 was great. I think that, what's his name, fucked up.
What's the general opinion on Geralt? How does he play?
General opinion, I don't have any fucking idea. I think that a lot of people like Witcher 3. So, I don't know. How does he play? Seems pretty straightforward. He has a long sword, right? So... the only thing that's a little weird is he has magic. So, like, flamethrowing shit. I don't know. I never played Witcher. And I only tried him out in-game like 3 or 4 times. So, I don't know much about him. But, I'll try him out when the game comes out. Anyway, no questions, please. Ghost Chat, thanks. And who's your cookie? An arrow to the knee. And Greg Helms. Thanks, everybody. What the hell were we talking about? Oh, yeah, Soul Calibur. Yeah, it looks good. And it was fun to watch and fun to commentate. And it seems like players feel encouraged to play it in a good way, in an entertaining way. Like, you don't see anything boring happening when people are playing. Like, really heavy abuse of unattractive strategies, it doesn't happen. I'll give you an example of what that is. When Injustice 2 came out, and I was playing Deathstroke, and I was shooting that fucking gun all day. That is heavy abuse of unattractive strategies. So it makes the game not easy on the eyes to watch. I was concerned, since it's a new game in the hands of competitors, I was concerned that it would do something similar. But it does not. There is nothing in the game that I saw that really is ugly.
Do you think Harada has a grand idea of making his own?
Hey, alright. Serious questions get parried. Thanks very much, Tetsuo. Darito, thanks very much for that. Okay, so What were we saying here? Yes. So that's Friday. Friday, I did commentary at night. It was really cool. I don't think anything else happened that evening other than me practicing for my pool, which had already finished at that point, which is absurd.
Thank you.
But whatever. Fuck that. Yeah, okay, in case you tuned in too late, I missed my pool.
Thank you.
My pool was originally on Saturday morning, but because I was a booth babe on Saturday morning, they moved me to what I thought was Saturday evening, right? But it turned out that it was Friday evening. So, on Saturday night, I stayed up extra late, fucking getting games in, practicing my shit against John Hammer in a, to practice for a pool that had already fucking finished.
Thank you.
I don't even consider missing my pool that big of a deal because I think it's funny that I was up all night practicing like an idiot. I had no sleep the next day. I was like, it'll be worth it.
Thank you.
You're going to be sharp. Man, my electrics were on point. Anyway, so Saturday morning I was a booth babe.
Thank you.
That was awesome. I didn't know what to expect, right? I figured there would be like,
meeting you during a...
Hey, all right. I figured it would be kind of like...
Thank you.
I'll thank you all in a second. I'm trying to think. I don't even remember what I was saying. So I didn't know exactly what to expect. I know that Tasty Steve and Sajam and Maximilian had done like meet and greets at the Tenno booth the day before. So I asked them about it and they were like, it was really cool.
Thank you.
Next day I showed up and I thought, okay, this is going to be sick. There's going to be like 10 people kind of like, circulating. I'll meet them and Mark will take pictures and then they'll go. But there was a lot of people. Like the line, it went around the corner like Ozfest. And so that was really nice. I would have stayed longer, but I had some shit to do, which kind of sucked because it was supposed to be from 10 to 11, but there was too many people. So they were like, okay, Markman left me. He had to do something at 11. So I was like, I don't have shit to do till 12. So I continued to like say what's up to people until I had to go. And there was still some people left. So, what are you going to do, man? I got shit to do. But that was cool. I met a lot of nice people. Fergus, he shook my hand and he kind of looked at me. And I thought he was going to make a move, but I made sure to shake Fergus's hand over a table every time. So I made sure there was like a table or an obstacle between us. I reached over the obstacle. All right, nice to see you, amigo. You see? I know what I'm doing. Don't even think about that shit. I think everyone loved Evo again, right? Were there any complaints? Did you guys hear complaints? Oh, I heard the Injustice Top 32 didn't get
Saw you
streamed.
3 times but was too spooked to say hi. I deeply regret it.
Well, that's your bad, amigo. There's nothing else I could do for you.
Thanks for the fist bump outside of the food court. Made going 0 to 2 much better.
Hey, man, all right. Crazy Max. Thanks, dude.
Thank
Assless chaps. Yeah, you shoulda. You gotta man up, dude. In previous years, there have been situations where people have told me stuff like that. Like, oh, I went to Evo and I didn't get to meet Aris and I regret it. And I felt kind of bad. Like, oh, that's too bad. But this year, I was a booth babe and I was around a lot. So it's your bad. You gotta man
Some
up.
commentary, bro.
I don't feel bad. That's your problem. You had 3 opportunities. Better luck next time, kid. But thanks very much. I met a shitload of people. It was outrageous. It was like way crazier than any event I've ever been to. I couldn't walk anywhere. It was crazy.
Look at the time. Look
Like,
at it.
I couldn't even take like 2 steps. Hey, let me get a picture. Yeah, you got it, man. No problem. Hey, 2 steps later. Hey, let me get a picture. You got it, amigo. And then it was getting to the point where people were walking by and they didn't even know who I was at all. But they saw people asking me for pictures. So they were like, hey, you mind if I get a picture? I've seen your picture one time somewhere and I'm a big fan. And I was like, man, what the fuck? All right, fine. So then I got posers. Now I got posers because I got so much attention. I'm getting posers. And you know what? I'm not even gonna beat around the push, right? But it works with the ladies too. I'm not even kidding you. You know, there were a couple instances where I'm walking, taking pictures, and then out of nowhere, it's like, hey, you know, can I introduce myself to you? I'm like, yes, sure. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's besides the point. It was way, way more fan interaction, action-packed this year than any event I've ever been to. 1 million pictures. I signed the weirdest shit. I didn't sign anything too weird, I guess. Sticks, $100 bill. Either way, it was cool. Oh, I signed the Mario Brothers DVD. You know, the live-action movie. It was cool. Everyone was really cool. I didn't meet anyone weird at all, actually. No one was weird. I think the weird ones were probably like this guy who was too afraid to come up. But even those guys should have done it. You gotta man up. So I did a pools match with Rixta, and I'll tell you this. If they had put me with someone, let's say I don't have a lot of experience with, or someone that I don't know very well on a personal level where I can have a back and forth with them on a really like casual level, that block would have sucked. I mean, pools are trash. I hate doing pools. You know, and it's like sometimes you just gotta do it, right? But pools, I don't like doing it. Restreaming pools is bad enough. But at least when I'm restreaming pools, we don't have to pretend. We could say this sucks. You know? End of story. But if you're doing commentary, that's the last thing you do. You have to trick the people who are watching into thinking this doesn't suck. And as you can imagine, that's hard to do. It's a lot easier when you're with a friend like Rixta. So that was fun. It was like, okay, at least Rixta and I can have easy back and forth to fill in the shitty fucking small talk, which is then also filled in with shitty matches, right? It's just the way it is. There's no other way to run and stream a 1,500 man fighting game tournament without airing some trash. So, you know, it's just the way it is. But I will say that after that, I was really like anxious because I knew that top 8 was going to be insane. And as it wound down towards the end of the night, that's when things got crazy, dude. So that Saturday night, top 8 top 32 got to top 8. And then the next day was top 8, right? This is the 3rd year I've done commentary in the arena. And every other year, every time I walk in that room, I'm fucking shitting bricks. Because it's such an intimidating, like, environment. If you were there, you would know how big it is. It's this just really enormous, unlike any other fighting game tournament. This year was even more stressful than the last 2 years. Because previously, they would put the commentators up in the skybox. So you were kind of at a bird's eye view overlooking the entire stadium. And it was like, it was intimidating, but it was more controllable to me because you weren't surrounded by the action. This year, they changed things around. And they made it so that the commentary booth was right in the middle of the arena on the floor. And the cameras were, the screen was behind us. The stage was behind us. So to me, I thought it was even more stressful. It was
the big white.
It was extremely stressful. And when I was walking through the arena, it was like, oh, the first time I walked into the arena, it was so quiet too. That's what really, really stressed me out. It was during Smash, and I don't know why, but I walked in the arena to find out where I'm supposed to go. It was like a fucking library in there. It was so quiet in the arena that someone from like 10 rows up was like, "Hey, Aris!" And then like everyone in the whole fucking arena heard him. So other people started saying, "Aris, Aris!" Like, what the hell? Aren't you guys supposed to be getting hype over something that you give a fuck about? You know? I didn't understand that. But I'll be honest, it stressed me out. I was like, why is it a fucking library in here? This is supposed to be an arena, and people are hype about fucking Aris walking around, right? So all this stuff was making me Like, the stress was building. And once it started and I was sitting there, I was thinking, well, you know what? It's all in the player's hands now. You can't control what's going to happen next.
Watch the shin.
Hey, all right. I'll get to all that diary entry shit in a second. Let me just poop out this thought. So, I sat down and I just did my thing, right? And I relied on the players. And I saw Majin is in the chat right now. Boy, that first match with Majin, it was like one of the most memorable experiences ever. Because the first game, he got fucked up so hard that it was almost like some wrestling story arc. Or Rocky Balboa or something. How are you going to get fucked up that hard and then beat JDCR? You can't. It doesn't work that way. Nobody gets fucked up that hard. Nobody gets fucked up that hard. He got clobbered. And it was like the whole room was like heartbroken. Because everyone knows Majin is good. And everyone knows he can beat JDCR. But once again, he just isn't going to. That's how it felt. Like, fuck, you know, he's just not gonna beat him. And the second game started, and Majin was still fucking up. He did a jumping elbow in the air. Me and Markman are like, dude, he is fucking up, dude. And then he did another jump. And at that point, on commentary, I was like, okay, so I have to start, like, making this into something good, right? Because it's not good. What's happening now is not good, and we have to start making it into, well, nice job by Majin. You know, he's still in the loser's bracket, maybe. But before I could even formulate a plan on how to make this, turn this trash into gold, Majin himself, I don't even know what happened, but he turned it around so crazy, like it was scripted. And even after he turned it around, there was this point in the match where I was like, he beat him. It's over. He beat him. And it was like totally scripted. It almost felt scripted. JDCR just came all the way back, clobbered him 2 more rounds, and at the very end, it was just like, that level of excitement, I've never experienced it. For any fighting game that I've been involved in, World Finals, Japan, SBO, EVO for 15 years, I've been doing this a long time. Never has my clitoris been stimulated by the crowd the way it was at that first game to kick off top 8 this year. Never. Never. My clitoris has been around. Okay? Never has the crowd. I was right there in the middle. And it's an auditorium, you know? It's like all the way around you, there's people. When they were yelling at Majin, I don't even know how to explain it. Just talking about it right now, it gives me the chills. The level of hype for Majin in that room when he beat JDCR was outrageous. The floor was going to just collapse with hype. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the Daigo full parry. The Daigo full parry, you guys have all seen it. You guys have all heard of it. I was there. Like 3 rows deep. Almost in the front.
Thank you.
When the Daigo full parry happened, it was like levels. It was hype because everyone was at the edge of their seat. And it started, the parry started, and the hype grew as the parry number went up. When he jumped in the air, last parry, he hit the combo. Once that last explosion of hype happened, that true maximum level, the maximum G's of excitement, that's how it was.
Thank you.
With Majin. It was crazy. I mean, obviously Tekken is not as big as Street Fighter, and it wasn't one moment like the way Moment 37 was, but this was comparable to me. This was super special. Really good match. And it was the first match. So it really like kicked off. You need a good first match, right? For top 8 to kind of wake everyone up and just kick everyone in the ass. Like, watch this shit. It's good. So that was really good. And I think that the rest of the top 8 was also really exciting. And the announcements afterwards were like, what else could a girl ask for?
Smash 4 Grand Finals was the funniest shit I've seen in a while. What did you think about it?
Is that a joke? I didn't even know Sonic Fox and Probler X won their games until today. Tuesday. Tuesday, I was like, hey, who won EVO for games I don't give a fuck about? Maybe I should Google it. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. That shows you how little I give a fuck about those other games. Tekken is what I'm all about. Tekken and Soul Calibur. I didn't even check. But congrats, Sonic Fox and Probler X. I can't believe that. Probler X, unbelievable. With Bison. Am I right, or did he use a different character? Good shit, man. That's awesome. Yeah, Bison, nice. And then, of course, that's super tight, that Sonic Fox one. Because isn't that, like, the first time an anime game has ever been won by an American?
Thank you.
Ever? Anime games are just controlled by Japan. Full control. They have a city that's like Anime City. Akihabara, they have an Anime City. How are you gonna beat them? They have a whole city about anime. You know? So good shit. Good shit. Congratulations. It's really impressive if you ask me. Midi Mumway, ho hum, thanks. Thoughts on pros and cons with the growth of EVO to commercial now, etc. I don't think that, from my perspective, EVO hasn't really grown or changed much at all. And I think that's very key. From my perspective, from the perspective of someone who works there and does commentary there and attends every year, it's grown from the fan perspective. It's grown from every other perspective. But the people in charge are still the same people. And the people telling me what to do and hiring me are still the same people. Once those people are not the same people, then it will change. Then it will be something different. But as long as Mr. Wizard, Cannon Brothers, and, you know, the people running the stream, Seglia, Tenno Productions, as long as those people call the shots and those people make the decisions, then I know that these people are geniuses, not morons, right? Once it gets in the hand of someone who's more concerned with other things and not the actual, like, the heart and essence of what these tournaments should be, then it'll change. But for now, it's still the same guys. Which, you know, it's bittersweet because these guys work their fucking asses off like crazy.
Brew, Aris, don't skip this.
Perfect timing, I must say. Anyway. Zhang Ding lost first set, then picked a stage with walls. When Shadow wasn't looking, nobody stopped it. Well, okay, let me reread that. He says, Zhongding lost first set, then picked a stage with walls when Shadow wasn't looking, and nobody stopped it.
Here's a
Excuse me for one moment. So, what I have to say about that is, first of all,
Thank you.
snitches get stitches. So all you're doing is sounding like a little bitch.
Thank you.
Secondly, you as the player are in charge to be your own referee. It is your responsibility as the player to be the referee. If you don't do it yourself, you cannot whine to someone else to do it for you. So the moment you realize that's the case, you have to stop the match. If you don't, then get fucked. I mean, that's the only way to do it. Otherwise, what do you propose? What are you proposing, my friend? Shall we rewind all the matches or what? I mean, what's the point of even bringing that up other than snitching? It's Shadow's fault. Eyes on the road.
Thank you.
You know? Eyes on the road. He didn't notice? Excuse me? He didn't notice? I mean, well, I only got hit by that, you know, that low because I didn't notice it, you know? Okay, well, who gives a fuck if you noticed it or not? You got hit by it. Get hit by the Korean strategy. Get hit by the Korean stage pick strat. You should have noticed it, muchacho. Eyes on the road, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else you want to tell me, you know, when it comes to that.
Thank you.
Moogles, getting to meet you was awesome. EVO was a great experience. Thanks very much, Moogles. I don't remember who you were, but I'm sure you were all right by me. I didn't meet anybody that was whack. The only one person that really stands out is that guy that said Lil Majin, that called Shinblade Lil Majin. That guy, you know, that guy was the funniest guy of EVO, dude. That was so funny, dude. It was perfect. It was so funny. Too good.
Thank
Too
you.
good. It was hilarious, dude. He bounced. He disappeared.
Thank you.
The moment I told him, dude, that's not Majin. That's Shinblade. And I could barely even say it, right? Because I was laughing. So I had to like, okay, let me take a breath to break it to this guy that he's an ignorant bigot. Hey, bud, I got news for you. I got bad news, pal. That guy who you just pointed at and stopped and, you know, told him you're his big fan and then called him Majin, that's Shinblade, amigo. It's not
Thank
Majin.
you.
Anyway, you know, see you later. Man, it was perfect. It was perfect. It's like he gave me a gift. Hilarious. Let's see here.
Whistles go woo.
I was right after the dude that had you and Markman sign those 2 DVD cases or whatever, lol.
Yeah, I remember that perfectly. Hey, amigo, I remember you. I'm totally kidding, man. I don't remember. I must have shook 1,000 hands and taken 1,000,000 pictures, dude. But either way, very, very nice of you. I'm glad you could make it to EVO. And everyone who didn't make it to EVO, you fucked up. EVO is the best.
What did Harada tell you at EVO?
I don't think he told me anything. He just said hi. I took a picture with him. Oh, after the announcement, I said, nice job. You know, it's very exciting. And he said, thanks. You know, it's always a big deal when Harada and the Namcops unveil something and it didn't get leaked. That's like a huge deal. It's a huge deal. I remember, let me tell you guys, when I was in Japan a few years ago and they announced Akuma, and, you know, after the event, Harada's face was like, I've never seen him smile the way he smiled after they unveiled Akuma in Tekken 7. His face, I didn't even know his face moved the way it did that day. He was smiling and his eyes were so bright and happy. He looked like an anime, you know, like one of those anime waifus. His eyes were twinkling. He was so happy because they didn't leak Akuma. So, you know, this is like a very high-stress Japanese work environment, business environment. When your shit gets leaked, they
Here's
fucking
a
give
clip
you
of
the
Smash
chop.
Players at EVO and why
You know?
it's funny so people stop asking about it.
Hey, all right, man. Point being, when they revealed the Walking Dead shit, excuse me, and season 2 and everything, he was so happy. You know, he was so excited. Everyone was happy. It was like a celebration. So, that was great. No leaks. Everything worked out fine. It's better than Noctis. You know. Oh yeah, the shirts went really well too from what I heard. I wasn't really closely involved with the actual process of obtaining the shirts and selling the shirts. It was more like the Tenno booth guys were like, hey, we're running a booth and we're doing merch with a bunch of people from the fighting game community and we want you to be a part of it. And I was like, of course, these guys, you know, Seglia, he's like one of my guardian angels and shit. So of course I'm going to say yeah. And so I was involved in that way. But at the end of the show, it seemed like they told me that they were like a hit. Everyone loved them. I saw a lot of people wearing the hats. I saw a lot of people wearing the shirts and shit. So that's really great. I'm happy about that, right? Because, you know, it's like if you give them permission to sell your shit, you don't want it to be bunk. So they're like, well, fuck. Wrong guy. We better get Mike Ross next time. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Beautiful Jim. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it was great. Hey, what's Waxel about? That's Mike Ross? Hey, why the hell didn't I get to see you? The one time I saw him, he was talking to someone that was whack. And I was like, man, if I go up and talk to Mike Ross now, I'm going to have to pretend like I give a fuck about this guy. I don't even remember who it
On a scale
was.
of 1 to this chat, how hard did Harada hit the butt hash for that Negan announcement?
I don't remember who he was hanging out with, but it was someone that I wasn't interested in having a forced walk-in chat with. So I was like, I'll catch Mike later. Man, I used to see that guy at Costco all the time. What the fuck happened? Mike Ross did really well in Guilty Gear this year. Yeah, you know what? A very close friend of mine, in fact, one of the guys who I go to EVO with, he is a total
Thank you.
vile reptilian scumbag. And he's, he hangs out with Mike Ross allegedly, or like they play together sometimes. He talks about it like, he's name dropping, like, me and Mike, we're gonna go get some froyo after this. I'm like, listen, dude, shut the fuck up and get out of my room. But he never listens. But anyway, it's cool. He's a good guy. Both of them are good guys, except Mike Ross is a good guy in a way where you don't want to insult him. But, Jam Master John, he's a little bitch. Born and raised. Jam Master John. I think he goes by James Severin. I heard he played on stream this year. Guilty Gear? I heard he got double perfected. Fucking scrub. All I like to do is talk shit about that guy. He's such an asshole. You guys, the type of person that guy is, I can't even tell you about it. I'd be in the ISO cubes in no time. This guy, like, there's no holds barred. No holds barred, dude. I can't even begin to tell you the first joke, So let's not even talk about it. I'm trying to remember if I forgot anything important. Ooh, I ate some decent food. But I can't tell you what I ate because you're just going to fuck it up. It's unfortunate because some places are just so small and specific that if I say, oh, you should try this place out in Las Vegas during EVO, that just means that I'm not going to be able to eat it during EVO in Las Vegas. So I'm sorry, but you can eat a dick while I eat the food that I want to eat. You understand. It's just the way it is. There aren't that many good places, and there are a lot of stoners who want to eat good places. SC6 Top 8 Killick? Hey, what's up, moron? What the fuck is that? What the hell is that? SC6 Top 8 Killick? Question mark. Nice question, shithead. Somebody shoot that guy. SC6 Top 8 Killick? Question mark. What the fuck? No big deal. Shake it off. I haven't streamed in a couple of days, so I'm not used to these awful questions. Man, it's so funny. My strat? I probably shouldn't tell you, but I'll tell you anyway. My strat for meeting new people that are question askers is I ask them questions before they can even start. So they come up, they're like, hey, I'm a big fan, and then they open their mouth, right? The moment they open it and they're about to say some shit, I go, where are you from, man? I don't give a fuck where they're from, right? But where are you from? Oh, yeah, what do you play? All right, man, well, have fun, brother. See you later.
Thank you.
It's too good. The strat is like next level. I interrupt them with a question. They can't say anything but the answer, right? They can't. What are you going to say? You're not going to give me a question. I just gave
Great
you a
job,
question.
Little bro.
Answer
you
me.
make a great commentator. Check this out. Lil Majin clip.
Yeah, sure thing, amigo. I'm going to just ask 6,255 people to hold on 1 second while I watch a dick pic of your dog's girlfriend. No thanks, amigo, but thanks for the $10. I didn't start streaming yesterday. I'm not going to start clicking on shit in the middle of, my work day. All right? But thanks. Sonic Fox is an amazing player, but holy moly, the cringe. Well, I mean, I found the humor in Sonic Fox because I like the way he's, as you said, the cringe, right? A lot of people are kind of taken aback by his overly flamboyant attitude. I find it pretty funny the way he's, wearing a furry outfit and he's very flamboyant. And after he's done kicking the shit out of you in your favorite game, he demands a hug. Get up, motherfucker. I don't want a handshake. I want a hug. He, demands it. It's so fucked up when that shit happens, dude. He is the most dangerous fighting game player there is right now. The most dangerous, without question. No one is more dangerous than him because it's just, there are so many factors, There are so many factors. He's just too good. Too dangerous. Don't fuck him. Don't fuck with him. He's a loose cannon. Duke of Wu-Tang. Thanks very much. Hey, what's up, man? Thanks. Hey, you beat someone good. I don't remember who, but someone was like, Duke of Wu-Tang beat someone, and I was like, are you serious? Nice. Who was it? Who did you beat? Super Akuma. Oh yeah, nice. Send him back to the EU? Alright. Nice work. Nice work. Good shit. Super Akuma's like the best European player. Or like top 3, I guess, or something like that. So, nice shit. Nice shit. Congrats. Did you hear about the Smash shit shoe? Did you mean shit show and spelled show SHOE? Or is there some weird, disgusting Smash thing called a shit shoe that I don't know about? What's a Smash shit shoe? Did you mean to say shit show? What's a shit shoe? Is that some fucked up gross shit that Smash players do before they get friendlies?
Thank you.
Shit shoe? I gotta take a shit. Hand me my shit shoe. I don't have time for the restroom. I'm a Smash player. I'm taking a break. Alright? I'll be back in 5 to sueve, which means 7. Be cool.
Thank you.